my PhD is specifically in organizational development and change. And what inspired that was my oldest started kindergarten in the public school system in LA. And I remember I volunteered a lot in the classroom, and I remember thinking, wow, I understand why these kids are expected to learn and function in the same way. There are 30 of them and one teacher. I understand why this model thinks it needs to function this way. And what a disservice. We need all of these different ways of seeing and being. We are all unique puzzle pieces. And again, I thought emotional intelligence, there's something there that could allow us to see how we fit together. And rather than trying to all be the same piece, how much better would the world be if we could create the space for us all to be the piece that we're meant to be, to actually create this full puzzle. So it was after that that I started the PhD journey, and I am specifically working with the school district in the Seattle area, looking at the schools that have implemented social and emotional learning programs to understand what is supporting their success, so that we, and how they're experiencing the implementation of social emotional learning programs, so that we can replicate some of these pieces that are supporting their success. I love AgileBrain. I love the premise that you can circumvent the logic brain from coming online. In the courses I've taken in emotional intelligence, in the work that I've done in emotional intelligence, I've always thought to myself, most of these assessments that we're doing are not providing a mirror. They're simply kind of reiterating the way you already see yourself. And they're self-assessments. So what and even the ones that are not, it's so easy to kind of get into that space where you're trying to game the system or think through what is going to make me look most emotionally intelligent, what answer is correct. And so I really appreciate the premise of AgileBrain's assessment, and that it's really working to tap directly into the emotions. In my work toward the PhD, there's a specific article I remember reading by Eric Nook that talked about how we as children can't think of emotions in the abstract. If you ask a child about what it feels like to be sad, they give you an experience, and how powerful that was to understand that we catalog emotions are happening all the time, and we catalog our experiences based on the emotion that's connected to them. And so while we have this common language of what sad means to each of us, it's just a little different based on how we've experienced it and the experiences we've attached. It's only later in life that we can start thinking of emotions in the abstract. And to me, that makes sense. Once you've cataloged all these experiences and you can start to see that you have different experiences connected to an emotion, you can start to see that emotion in the abstract. You can start to understand how other people might experience the emotion differently. So my goal is to really help children, teachers, students, the people I coach, to build their understanding of their emotions, to use these emotions as a new lens to re-see their experiences and their stories, to better identify their limiting beliefs, and then to continue to build their self-awareness through how you can actually shift your emotional state and take the reins of your story and become the author of your future.